A great white shark arches its back and drops its fins. To us, it looks like a simple twitch. But to an AI listening nearby, a message has just been sent, and it's a warning. For the first time in history, scientists are no longer guessing what sharks are doing. They are decoding a hidden language of movements and electrical signals. This isn't science fiction. A breakthrough AI is now translating the secret communications of the ocean's top predator, and the first messages that have come through are revealing a world far more intelligent and organized than we ever dared to believe. Project Deep Listen. For as long as we have sailed the seas, we have told stories about sharks. We see them as perfect hunters, ancient survivors, and the ultimate monsters of the deep. But there's one thing we always got wrong. We thought they were silent. We believed they lived in a lonely, quiet world, driven only by a simple need to feed. But what if that was all a huge mistake? What if all this time they've been talking? A team of marine biologists, armed with one of the most powerful artificial intelligence systems ever built, just turned that question into a terrifying reality. They have officially started to decode the secret language of sharks, and the first translations are rolling in. And the thing nobody tells you is, it's not what you think. It's not what anyone thought. This isn't about finding a shark that can speak English.
This video is about how new technology like artificial intelligence is being used to decode this sonic world.
You see, their language is far older and stranger than ours. Sharks don't have vocal cords. They can't scream or sing or whisper. Instead, they communicate in a complex dance of body movements, invisible chemical signals, and a bizarre sixth sense that lets them read electricity. For decades, scientists could only watch from a distance, guessing what it all meant. An arched back. Maybe it's angry. A sudden tail flick. Maybe it's about to attack. It was all just a guessing game. But that all just changed. The breakthrough came from a project that sounds like something out of a spy movie. Scientists began deploying a network of high-tech gear across shark hotspots. We're talking about swarms of drones flying silently over the waves, fleets of underwater robots gliding through the depths, and tiny sensors attached to the sharks themselves, broadcasting data 24/7. All of this information, terabytes of it, was fed directly into a brand new AI. This wasn't just any computer program. This was a deep learning network. The same kind of technology used to pilot self-driving cars and beat grandmasters at chess. Its mission was simple: watch everything, listen to everything, and find the patterns that no human eye could ever see. It was designed to become the world's first shark translator. The AI, which some researchers nicknamed the Shark Decoder, started by learning the basics. It analyzed thousands of hours of video, learning to identify different species with 97% accuracy. It could tell a great white from a tiger shark faster than any human expert. It tracked their movements, their diving patterns, their hunting habits. It learned to recognize every tiny twitch and turn. After months of learning, the AI started to connect the dots. It noticed that when one gray reef shark lowered its pectoral fins in a very specific way, other sharks in the area would immediately change their behavior. It wasn't a coincidence, it was a signal. The AI had just identified its first word. Soon it found another and another. It was a secret dictionary of movements. An arched back followed by a zigzag swimming pattern wasn't just random aggression. It was a specific message, a clear territorial warning that meant, "This is my space. Back off now." But body language was just the beginning. The AI then started analyzing data from sharks' most mysterious sense, their ability to detect electricity. Sharks have these amazing little jelly-filled pores on their snouts called the ampullae of Lorenzini. These pores can pick up the tiny electrical fields given off by the heartbeat of a fish hiding in the sand 50 feet away. It's a biological superpower. Scientists always thought this was just for hunting. But the AI discovered something else. Sharks can also control their own electrical fields, sending out subtle pulses. And the AI found that these pulses change in specific repeating patterns. When sharks gather in large groups, they aren't just hunting, they're broadcasting. They're talking to each other in a language of electricity. The AI is just getting started, but it has already proven one shocking thing. The ocean is not silent. It's filled with conversations we were just too blind to see. And now that we can listen in, we're starting to realize how little we actually know about these incredible animals. The AI has proven sharks can talk, But what they are discussing is far more complex than a simple warning. Signals in the water. So, how exactly do you speak when you don't have a voice? This is the question the AI was built to answer. The thing is, for sharks, their entire body is a megaphone. It turns out their communication is a rich and complex mix of signals that scientists are just now beginning to understand thanks to their new digital partner. Forget everything you saw in the movies. The reality is so much cooler and a little bit spooky. Many people are crazy about the idea of a simple, instinct-driven creature, but the truth is way more complicated. Let's start with the most obvious part: body language. For us, a shrug or a nod is a simple gesture. For a shark, a small change in how it swims can be a full sentence. The AI has identified over 100 distinct body postures that act as signals. For example, when hammerhead sharks gather in their massive schools, sometimes hundreds strong, they use subtle head tilts and body angles to maintain their position in the group. It's like a silent underwater ballet where everyone knows their part. The AI's analysis of drone footage revealed that these schools are not just random collections of animals. They are highly organized social structures, with specific sharks acting as lookouts on the edges of the group. These lookouts use a special, rigid swimming style to signal to the rest of the school if a potential threat is approaching. But it gets even more specific. Blacktip reef sharks have a fascinating way of settling arguments without fighting. When two males are competing for the same territory, they will engage in what scientists call a parallel swim. They swim side by side, perfectly in sync, just a few feet apart. The AI analyzed this behavior and found that the sharks are sending tiny, almost invisible signals with their fins. The shark that can hold the most rigid and controlled posture for the longest time is seen as the more dominant one. The loser will eventually break formation and swim away. No bites, no battles. The entire argument was settled through a silent, tense negotiation of body language. Then there's the invisible ink of their language, chemical signals. Sharks have an incredible sense of smell, able to detect one drop of blood in 1,000,000 gallons of water. But they don't just use their noses to find food. They use them to read messages left by other sharks. When a shark is under stress, it releases specific chemicals, or pheromones, into the water. The AI, by cross-referencing water sample data with video footage, has started to map these signals. It discovered that this stress smell acts as a powerful warning to other sharks in the area. It's the ocean's version of a fire alarm, telling everyone to be on high alert. They also use chemical signals to find mates, with females releasing a unique scent that can be tracked by males for miles. But the most mind-blowing part of their language is definitely the electricity. That sixth sense, the ampullae of Lorenzini, is more sensitive than any piece of electronic equipment we've ever built. We knew it was great for finding hidden prey, but the AI confirmed it's also a communication device. Imagine being able to feel the mood of a room just by walking into it. That's kind of what sharks can do. The AI has shown that when sharks swim calmly in a group, their collective electrical field is smooth and stable. But right before a coordinated hunt begins, the field starts to spike in a specific rhythmic pattern. It's a silent electric go signal, a way of getting every member of the pack on the same page at the exact same time. It's a language of posture, scent, and voltage. And now that we have the key, the AI is starting to piece together the rules, the grammar, and the secret dictionary of the sharks. This silent dictionary is one thing, but the technology reading it is revealing something even more incredible: how the AI learned to think. So how does a computer learn to speak shark? It's not magic, but it's pretty close. The process of building and training this AI was a massive undertaking, a secret project that has been in the works for years. The goal was to create a ghost in the machine, an intelligence that could go where no human could, and see what no human could, all in real time. But not all things are what they seem. This isn't just about putting a camera in the water. This is about teaching a machine to think. The first step was to feed the machine. The AI was given a massive diet of data, more than any human could watch in 1,000 lifetimes. Scientists collected video from every possible source. There was footage from remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, exploring the dark depths of the ocean where sunlight never reaches. There was breathtaking drone footage from high above, capturing the movements of huge schools of sharks near the surface. They even used videos from baited remote underwater video stations, or BRUVS, which are basically underwater cameras with a tasty snack in front of them to attract sharks. All of this video, from hundreds of different locations around the world, was poured into the AI's memory. At first, the AI was like a baby. It could see images, but it didn't understand them. The scientists had to teach it. They used a technology called machine learning. They would show the AI a picture of a shark and tell it, "This is a great white." They did this millions of times. The AI's brain, a complex system called a convolutional neural network, or CNN, started to recognize the patterns. It learned the shape of a great white's fin, the unique stripes of a tiger shark, the weird head of a hammerhead. Soon, it could not only identify the sharks, but it could also track them, following a single shark through a chaotic school of hundreds of others. Once the AI could see, it had to learn to understand. This was the hard part. Scientists started tagging specific behaviors. They would show the AI a clip of a shark arching its back and label it aggressive posture. They showed it a clip of two sharks circling each other and labeled it mating ritual. Just like learning a language, the AI needed a vocabulary. It needed to connect the visual patterns with a meaning. This is where the sheer power of the machine came in. A human might notice a few patterns after watching for a few days. The AI could analyze years of footage in a matter of hours, finding tiny, subtle connections that were completely invisible to us. For instance, the AI was the first to discover that the speed of a shark's tailbeat can be a form of communication. By analyzing data from tiny biologging tags attached to sharks, it found that a slow, steady tailbeat is a sign of a calm, cruising shark. But a series of short, rapid tailbeats is a signal of excitement, often seen right before a feeding frenzy. It's like the shark's version of a wagging tail, but with a much more serious meaning. The system even has a name, FLAIR, which stands for Frame Level Alignment and Tracking. It's so advanced, it can calculate a shark's biometrics, like its length and how fast its tail is beating, without any human help at all. This ghost in the machine is always learning, always watching. Every new piece of data makes it smarter, and as it gets smarter, the picture of shark society it's painting is getting clearer and weirder every single day. Now that the machine can understand, the question is, what shocking secrets is it telling us? A deeper intelligence. For years, we comforted ourselves with a simple story. Sharks are lone wolves. They are dumb, instinct-driven animals that swim, eat, and make more sharks. End of story. Well, the AI just took that story, ripped it to shreds, and threw it into the deep. The first complex translations are coming through, and they reveal a level of intelligence and social cooperation that is honestly pretty chilling. The thing is, they aren't just sending simple warnings. They are making plans. One of the first major discoveries came from studying great white sharks off the coast of California using a real-time monitoring system called SharkEye. The AI was watching a group of young great whites. For a long time, scientists thought these sharks were just hanging out in the same area because the food was good. The AI proved that was not the case. It detected a complex sequence of signals. One shark would perform a specific slow-motion breach, jumping almost fully out of the water. Moments later, another shark, nearly half a mile away, would respond by slapping its tail hard on the surface. Another would then change its patrol pattern. It wasn't random, it was a conversation. The AI analyzed hundreds of these events and came to a stunning conclusion. The sharks were coordinating. They were using these signals to divvy up the territory, essentially saying, "You hunt the north side for the next hour, and I'll take the south." This wasn't just instinct. This was organized, cooperative hunting strategy, something we thought was reserved for highly intelligent mammals like wolves or orcas. They have a system, and they stick to it. But the most mind-blowing discovery came from the deep ocean. The AI was analyzing data from a massive aggregation of 7-gill sharks. These are ancient, almost prehistoric-looking sharks that live in the dark, cold depths. The AI picked up on a repeating pattern of electrical pulses being broadcast by the largest sharks in the group. These pulses were complex, almost like Morse code. The AI worked for weeks to crack the pattern. What it found was unbelievable. The pulses were instructions. The The dominant sharks were acting like generals, directing the movements of the smaller sharks in the group, pushing schools of fish into a tight ball so they could be easily hunted. This discovery implies a social hierarchy, a chain of command. It means some sharks are leaders and others are followers. It suggests a level of social intelligence that turns everything we know about them upside down. Are they capable of teaching their young? Do they have family structures? Do they have memory and recognize each other? The AI's data suggests the answer to all of these questions might be yes. We're not just talking about a school of fish mindlessly following each other. We're talking about a council of predators making decisions and working together. The initial fear of sharks was based on their teeth, but maybe we should have been looking at their minds all along. The AI has opened a door, and we've only taken the first step into a much larger and much more intelligent world. This all sounds like science fiction, so is it possible we're getting this all wrong? What this changes? Okay, let's take a breath. A computer that translates shark language, coordinated hunting plans, an ancient secret society of predators ruling the deep. It sounds crazy. It sounds like a movie plot. And if you're sitting there wondering if this is all just a big exaggeration, that's a fair question. Could the AI just be seeing patterns that aren't really there? Are we just making these animals out to be something they're not because the idea is so exciting? This is where we have to step back and look at the bigger picture. First off, let's be clear. When scientists say language, they don't mean sharks are having conversations about their feelings or what they did over the weekend. This isn't a human language with nouns, verbs, and grammar. It's a communication system, but a deeply complex one. The AI is a pattern-finding machine. It doesn't have an imagination. It just analyzes the data. And the data is showing, without a doubt, that these signals lead to predictable, coordinated responses from other sharks. It's cause and effect on a massive scale. So, is it language? Maybe that's our word for it. To the sharks, it's just how they run their world. The real question is, what does this discovery mean for us? For one thing, it has huge implications for conservation. Right now, over 1/3 of all shark species are at risk of disappearing forever, mostly because of overfishing. For years, we've treated them like a disposable resource because we thought of them as simple, unthinking creatures. But if we know they have complex social lives, if they have leaders and followers, if they work together, it changes the entire moral argument. How can we justify wiping out an entire intelligent society? This new understanding could be the most powerful tool we have to protect them by helping us create smarter marine protected areas that respect their actual social territories. Then there's the question of safety. Systems like SharkEye are already being used to monitor beaches and give swimmers real-time alerts. But what if we could go further? If we can understand their language, we might be able to predict their behavior with incredible accuracy. We could potentially even send our own signals, a sort of, "Hey, this beach is closed today," message that they would actually understand. It could be the ultimate shark repellent, one that doesn't harm them at all. But you have to wonder, did this all really happen overnight? Is it possible that one day we knew nothing and the next day an AI solved it all? The truth is, this has been a slow, quiet revolution. The data has been building for years. The AI just gave us the tool to finally understand it. The question now is, what other secrets are hiding in the data? What other animal conversations are happening all around us that we've been totally deaf to? The thing is, we thought we were the only truly intelligent species on this planet. This discovery suggests we might just be the loudest, but not necessarily the only ones talking. We've cracked the code, but what if the most important messages are still to come? If sharks are this organized, what else don't we know about the ocean? Let me know your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries.